Another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is Crystal, your host. Today's episode is about going to a likely yarn store in Abingdon, Virginia, and the adventure that we had after that. All right, so today is March 5th, 2023. It's Sunday. You'll see this on Monday, March 6th. Hopefully around 9 o'clock in the morning. So I did go to a likely yarn store. Unfortunately, I have to reach out to the owner of the store to get permission to record. So I'll have to go back on another day after I talk to the owner. But I did pick up some yarn that I have not used before. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. I did get this nice little bag from them. I didn't have to pay for it. This was just part of the purchase. There you go. And they've been in business since 2008. So for 15 years. All right. So the first thing that I found that I wanted to get was this. I got 3 of them because they had 3. So I figured, well, I better get 3. Alright, so it's called Gina from the Plymouth. Let me make sure. There we go. Gina from the Plymouth Yarn. And it is 100% wool. It's 50 grams or approximately 109 yards. It requires a US 7 needles. Hand wash, lay flat to dry, and it's made in Turkey. So I'm thinking that it's going to qualify for a 7 crochet hook as well. It doesn't give that information, but it is a roving style yarn. Let me see if I can show you. So here's some of the pink. See how it goes from thick to thin. So it is roving style, and it's got pink, some brown, some gray, some cream color, looks like some black. They did have other colors of this. This is the one that I chose because it had the most, I think, in the colors. And these were $7 a piece. There's the 3. All right. And then I saw the Lamb's Pride worsted, which it didn't feel too bad. The last time I touched a Lamb's Pride was at the Sew Biz location, and it was 100% wool, so it was really scratchy. This is actually 85% wool, 15% mohair. It's 4 ounces, 113 grams, approximately 190 yards per skein, or 173 meters. And it does say the needle size being an 8. The color of this one is a violet fields. Oh, and I do apologize. This one here does not have a color name for the Gina. It's color 0024 for this one. Right. And this one is spun and dyed by the Brown Sheep Company in Mitchell, Nebraska. Get that there. They did have some other colors of these, but I love purple, so I got the purple. Now this one was a little bit more expensive because of the mohair and the wool. This one was $14.95. So I got one of these. If I like it, I'm not sure what I'll make with it. It's not the softest wool blend that I felt, but it does have more wool in it than I'm used to, so it's probably on par to what wool tends to feel like before it's worked up. And you can see, hopefully you can see the fuzz from the mohair. I can see it. I'm not sure if you're able to or not. There we go. See the fuzz there? Yeah. So it's probably going to fuzz up even more. All right, and then the last thing I got from there was the Plymouth Yarn Dream Baby Paint Pot. and this is in the color 1411. And on the sticker that they put on here for their pricing, it says orange/yellow. Let's see that. This one is 50% acrylic, 50% nylon. I would have gotten more of these, but this was the only one they had like this in this color. I know of a place closer to me, so if I like this yarn, I will go back to that one. It's the Knit and Coop. But I figured I'd give it a try, and I did get it from the Likely Yarn store. All right. And of course, we all know Plymouth Yarn because they're pretty popular in local yarn stores. There's a QR code on here to scan for a free pattern. That's cool. So this is 50 grams, approximately 174 yards. It does suggest 4 millimeter knitting needles. It's machine wash, gentle cycle, and tumble dry low. I liked it because of the orange, and it's got even a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of green in there too. Okay, and this was $5.50 for this one. All right, and then oh wait, hold on a second. That's not all. That's not all. They had this little, like, margarita, one of those big fishbowl drink things. I want to say margarita, or what the heck is the other one's called? The slushy ones. Don't ask me, my brain's going crazy. And then they had these at the register, the little tape measurers that you can take, and then there's a button on the back that you can push. Ow, just got my finger. So it says crochet happy on it, and it looks like a granny square type icon on it. They also had happy knitting too, but I picked up this one. All right. And then in that fishbowl thing, they had a whole bunch of things in there. And so I asked the lady that was working, I said, how much are these? Because they're not labeled. And she goes, oh, anything in there is free. So they had some circular knitting needles by Susan Bates. So I picked those up. And then they had 2 of the Red Heart Crystal Lights, which makes me think this is what they were before they put the Susan Bates thing on there, because they are inline crochet hooks, if you can see that. Now, one of these packs will be going in my giveaway. If you're a crocheter, if you're a knitter and you watch my channel, I will go ahead and put these in there for you. So that's going to be either one. As I am getting closer to the 100 mark, I am at 63 subscribers as of this morning, and I will be keeping an eye on how close I'm getting and all that. And then she gave me a flyer with their information. Like I said, I do have to call the owner and talk to her. They've changed their hours. They're not open on Tuesdays anymore. They're closed. And they're closed on Sundays, but guessing that they do like classes or something on Monday, so I got that. And then on the back of it, it says products available. Classes, learn to knit, crochet, weave, needle, felt. And they've got yarn, and more yarn. I was looking at some of their specific, only to them yarns. There's Miss Babs, which is a hand-dyed yarn. They have Malabrigo, and they have rotating independent dyers and more. So they may not have the same stuff the next time I go in that I had when I went yesterday. They do have books. They had a lot of books, magazines, notions, roving, needles and hooks. Now, the only hooks that I saw that were regular, besides the free ones, obviously, were the Knitter's Pride wave hook, which I already picked one up, and I think I might need to give it another try. Maybe I'll use it on a project and see how I like it before I give my final verdict on it. Right now, I don't care for it. I don't know if it's because of how the handle feels or if it's because it's a tapered hook. Now, I do use tapered hooks, but it's usually when it's a splitty yarn that I like to use those on. I'm not sure why they work better for me when it's a more splitty yarn than versus a, not so splitty yarn, but they tend to work better for me. All right. So that's that. That's all from the Likely Yarn, a Likely Yarn store. Go ahead and here. And look forward to reviews later this week on those 3 yarns that I picked up. I will be doing some swatches and testing them out. And then my husband, because he's the one that drives, I can't stand driving in Virginia. Excuse me, I'm going to get some coffee today. And here's my Go Away I'm Counting mug, my favorite crochet mug. So my husband's requirement, basically, is that you feed him before we leave. And depending on where we're going, he would like, if he's got a restaurant that he's never been to before, that he's wanted to go to, that we stop there before heading back home. And since Abingdon was about a 2-hour drive, we picked up something in the Christiansburg area called, oh my gosh, I don't remember. It was some kind of drive up. You parked, they came out, they took your order, they went back in, they came back out when your order was done. Kathy, aka the Crazy Knitting Nana, I'm hoping I said her name right. She's in that area, and she probably knows what restaurant I'm talking about. But it's not far from getting off the freeway coming from Roanoke area. So we stopped there, got lunch, and then we got back on and headed to Abingdon. And then after that, we took our girls to the Virginia Creeper Trail. I'm like, okay, that sounds like kind of creepy. Calling it a creeper trail. Why did you come up with that name? When we took our girls for a walk for a little bit till I said, okay, that's enough. Because it goes around the entire town, I'm guessing, of Abingdon, from what my husband said, or goes up to Damascus, something like that. He goes, we gotta stop when you gotta stop, because this trail does go on for quite a bit. So I was like, okay. So we took the girls for a walk. We got done, and he wanted to go to this place called Blue Circle. It's a burger joint in apparently Tennessee, Bristol, Tennessee. We thought we were going to North Carolina, but it was actually in Bristol, Tennessee. And on the way, there was a Hobby Lobby. And he says, no, food first, because I said I'd asked to stop, but, I just spent money on other yarn. He goes, we'll stop on the way back home. So we did. So I did look at the yarn, and I was looking to see if they had any new patterns available, and I didn't see anything different from the last time I went in, so I didn't grab any of them. But they did have, the owner wrote a book, and I know a lot of people have their feelings about the owner for Hobby Lobby and everything, but he did come out with a book, Leadership Not by the Book. Founder and CEO of Hobby Lobby, David Green, with Bill High. As we all know, he has retired, and he doesn't want his kids taking over the business. So I'm going to read this and see what I think about it, and I will give you guys my honest review about it as well. It was on sale or clearance because normally it's it would be $26.99 if you just bought it. I'm guessing they gave a discount because it was in Hobby Lobby. It was $16.19 that we got it for. And I didn't see any yarns that I wanted to pick up. That wasn't on sale this week. The fabrics were on sale, 40% off this week. So I'm guessing next weekend. I'm guessing, I don't know, because they've changed on how they do their sales for the yarn weeks. I'm guessing next weekend it'll be 30% off. But I have not had a chance to try these. I know everybody has their own opinion, but when I do my reviews for the yarn that I purchased yesterday, I'm gonna use these hooks. Well, maybe not this one, but maybe the other one. This one's oh no, this is a 5.5, so I might use this one. It's the Yarnology luxury crochet hook, and it is I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the packaging, maybe. Maybe I'll take it out of the packaging. There we go. No, come on. Okay. There we go. Okay. It is, wow, it does not, oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, that's going to be hard to, I don't know if you can, that's really hard to see. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where that little thing down there at the tip is the size of the hook. I'm trying to get my camera to focus on it, but I don't know if it will or not. But that itty bitty thing down here is where it says the 5.5. I might have to mark this some other way, but it doesn't feel too bad in my hand. It is the inline style hook. I had quite a bit of these. Now, this one was originally priced $2.99, and then they put a sticker on it for $1.99. So even if it's not that great of a hook, it was $2 for that hook. So I got that one. And then I got this one, which was another inline hook. These ones were actually pretty new, I think, towards the end of last year, with the weird ergonomic handle on it. This one's a 6.0 hook. And let me see if I can get this one out of here. And this one was a $3.99. I actually did pretty good. I saw some yarn, but I'm like, not today, because I just purchased from the other store, so. Let's see. Can I get it out of here? Let me get, there we go. It was getting stuck. So, I can kind of understand why some people didn't like this because of the seam. There's 2 seams. Now this one does have the size up here to tell you it's a 6mm instead of down here. So I guess that's an improvement. This one is etched in, so it's not going to rub off on this one. I can feel it was actually it wasn't just stamped on, I guess you could say. This one was more etched in, as this one, I'm afraid, it's all the way down here, but I have a feeling after some time that's gonna wear off. It doesn't feel like it's etched in at all. It feels like it's stamped on there. It's a pretty design with the green flowers, and it being green considering it's March for St. Patrick's Day, and spring's supposed to be coming soon. I don't know. I feel like we've had spring all winter in where I'm at, but okay. Alright, that was my purchases from yesterday. Let me make sure. Okay, there we go. That's not the right one, but that's okay. And we also picked up my nephew some pencils for drawing, because every once in a while he gets in the mood to start drawing and he asked me the other day, he's like, do you still have my sketchbook? Do you know where my sketchbook's in? And I said, I don't know. So we picked up a new sketchbook for him, colored pencils, or no, not colored pencils. Yeah, we did pick him up colored pencils. Duh. I'm like, okay. So he picked up colored pencils for him, and then he's like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted something where I could do shading. So then we picked him up some pencils for that, and then my husband's like, well, I'm gonna go see if they have anything for him while we're here at Hobby Lobby. Now we were trying to be quick because our dogs were out in the car waiting for us, and it wasn't too hot, but as everybody knows who's pet owners, don't leave a dog in a car because it does get hot with the sun hitting it. So we were in and out, and maybe 10-15 minutes I took my peruse down the yarn aisle, and I'm like, yep, nope, don't see anything new. However, and I don't know if this is because it was something that was discontinued last year, or maybe it was like during their dye clearance, but one of the ice cream yarns actually had a D written on the tag already. It was empty, so I'm guessing it was part of another clearance that they do, because the one I know is everything in that line is clearance. It doesn't have anything to do about the dye lot. And then they have the dye lot clearance, which I don't ever get to, unfortunately. I'm hoping to be able to get to the regular clearance in June when it starts coming around. I'll have to go to Christiansburg for that because that's the closest Hobby Lobby to me, and that's about a 30 minute to an hour, depending on traffic in the day, that we go to check it out. So I'm hoping not to do like I did last year. I still have yarn from last year. I've used some of it, but not all of it yet. But all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Again, I will be doing yarn reviews for each of those 3 yarns that I did pick up throughout the week, so keep a watch out for those. I might start it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to try to get my panel done. Brain fart. My panel done for March. I'm not sure if I like, and I understand, I give her credit, Jada does give credit, but the way that this month's pattern works out, to me, it does not look like a clover. Now, to other people, it might, and I'm not saying anything bad about it. It just, to me, and she tried to make it look like a 4-leaf clover. And I give her props for that. I really do, because her and her husband do take their time on researching everything, coming up with the designs. So I'm going to do my best to do it where it fills it all in. And on hers, where she did that, she skipped kind of the center of it. So it didn't really look like that. Because even in the center of a 4-leaf clover, it's still connected. So I'm going to make a swatch first and see what it looks like that way, and if I like it, I'm gonna go with it. If I don't, I may make my own adjustments to the pattern so it looks, because my husband, he's OCD when it comes to those things. When I made my sister's blanket for her Christmas present with her and her husband's and kids' colors, the way that I set it up, because they were the mitered granny squares, when I put them all together, he's like, I couldn't deal with that. You'd have to start all over. You'd have to make it line up right. Because I would turn it, and, I would do, one would be her and her husband's color, and then the kid's color. And then her and her husband's, and then the next kid. And then because she has 4 children. And the way that I turned it or lined it up, it was driving him nuts because it didn't line up properly. So, considering this blanket that I'm working on is going to be for both of us, whether we use it in the bed, I use it in my chair in the living room. We have just as an extra blanket in case our daughters, Brownie and Bella, decide to steal the blankets from us at night. We have another blanket we can use. So I'm trying to make sure that it's going to not cause him some OCD issues. I love him and I get it, but he just doesn't understand. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do for, to make it look right to you. It may not look right to the other person, but, All right, so keep a watch out for that. I will post either this week or next week on that update. And once I get the clover down, I will go ahead and make a hat out of it, or I might come up with my own hat design for March. It just depends on how it plays out for the blanket. The heart was pretty easy. That was no brainer with that one. And I am thinking about going back to January to make a hat for that month as well with the snowflake. Even though I know winter's almost gone, but if I have it and I got it down, I can at least start getting them together for next year. So that way I can sell them during that time. I mean, there might be people that like snowflakes all the time. But unless they ask for it during like the summer or something, I'm not going to make it and offer it for purchase at that late in the year. All right. And this hat that I'm wearing today is a Bag O' Day hat pattern. I will link it in the description box below if you're interested in making your own. It's a pretty simple pattern. I made one for myself and I made one for my husband. His is shorter. He doesn't it falls like right before the ears on him. So it is shorter, but so it's like just the top, the crown, this repeat, and then I think maybe 1 or 2 rows after that, because I didn't do a second repeat on his with the ridging here, this nice design. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything else. Now I'm going to say, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please remember to share it if you can. Subscribe if you like this content that I'm providing. Again, this channel is all about going to local yarn stores, what I pick up, how I feel about the yarn, and when I don't go to a yarn store during that week, I'll give you guys updates on what I've been making, what I've finished making, and where I plan on going to the following week. All right. Well, I hope you all stay safe and stay crafty. And until next time, have a good one.